Hello and welcome back to the channel. I figured today I would make one of my last videos actually on Taiwan and answering all the frequently asked questions that I've gotten over the past year. That's both on my YouTube channel and both on my Instagram account. If you want to follow me there, you absolutely can. So yeah, I'm going to answer all the questions that you guys have asked and also some of the questions that I had when I was first starting my whole looking into a gap year teaching English abroad. So very important question, how much do you earn teaching English in Taiwan? So we know it's no secret that I worked at HES. Over there I earned 630 Taiwan dollars per hour of the classes that I taught, as well as a stipend which was $3,000 per month. You can see a full financial breakdown over here. You should not be earning less than $620 per hour. I do not have a teaching license back home, so if you do have a teaching license, you can expect to be on more money. Do companies usually pay for your flight and accommodation? The short answer is no. Even though the demand for English is really high in Taiwan, it's just not a common deal to be given flights and accommodation. If you are a licensed teacher back home, then maybe you can expect this, but definitely not as someone that is not a qualified teacher. Question number 3, how much did you save after a year in Taiwan? So when I arrived in Taiwan, I had £3,500 after flights, and when I left, I pretty much had about £5,000 after flights. I'm also expected to get another £1,000 from my tax return in Taiwan, so I'll let you do the maths. Question number 4, do you get vacation time? Yes, you do get vacation time. At HES, you got 14 days, but of course this is unpaid, and I think that is also a common deal. You're also typically expected to find cover for your classes, so taking vacation time on your own basis is not necessarily easy. Do you get sick days? Yes, so you do get 7 days sick leave, but of course, again, it's unpaid, and you again typically expected to find cover for your classes. What companies do you recommend? Not HES. Should you get a job on the ground or in advance? So this is definitely down to personal preference and also how much money you have saved. But for me personally, I think it's a better idea to have a job in advance before you get on the flights to that country. And then if you just don't like it, then you can figure out a way to leave it and find a different job. For a first-time teacher, I think this is a great way of making sure you feel safe and stable and confident going into a new country alone. What are the best things about teaching in Taiwan? Now, my favorite thing about being in Taiwan alone is just how beautiful the country is. There's so much to do, there's no COVID. I can go for a hike in the mountains, I can go to the beach, I can go drinking, I can do anything that I want. And of course the best thing is that the Taiwanese children are nothing like British kids. You will not expect a chair to get thrown at you, although I cannot guarantee that. But yeah, they're fun kids. What are the worst things about teaching in Taiwan? I think if you saw my last video, then you'll know that I definitely had some issues with my Taiwanese co-teachers, and I think there is that cultural barrier in terms of communication and what's expected of you as an English teacher. I think you're also hit with the stereotype of being an English teacher that just comes to Taiwan to travel and have fun and not necessarily teach. I'm not saying that that's true at all. So I think the main issue is definitely communication and getting along with your Taiwanese co-teachers. You can watch my video on what happened to me. Are you more employable after teaching abroad? This was a huge concern of mine because I was 25 and I had a really good job before deciding that I wanted to do something a little different, just temporarily. Because I work in digital marketing, everything is so fast-paced, and my worry was that even taking a year out, employers would see me as someone that's fallen behind. The thing I'm going to say is that there's never a better time than right now to teach English abroad. Gaining that experience of being thrown in at the deep end with 22 kids expecting you to teach them is a challenge. So the skills in communication, the skills in public speaking, the skills in being a leader, I think they're all transferable, and I think any employer would love to see that. What countries can you travel to from Taiwan? So this is a big reason why I chose Taiwan, because it's right in the middle of everything. You can go to Japan, Singapore, China, Thailand, Vietnam. Like, you are so central in the action that you can pretty much go to any Asian country. Obviously this is all post-COVID, but the best thing about Taiwan right now is what I've been hearing in news stories is that Taiwan is arranging travel bubbles with places like Singapore. So if you can get the opportunity to go teach in Taiwan, I think that's the best place to be right now. Do you regret leaving Taiwan? No. I know that I've had a lot of comments here about if I'm going to regret being back in the UK. I think it might have even disappointed people in the fact that I actually love being back home. There's so many things that I miss about Taiwan. I miss going to the mountains, I miss seeing waterfalls, I miss just having that energy, that vibe of being in a big city. Oh my god, I miss a U-bike. Do I miss Taiwan? Yes. Will I ever visit Taiwan again? Absolutely. But do I regret leaving? No. How did you get your teaching job? So I kind of touched on this before, but obviously I got my teaching job before I came to Taiwan. So I did the online interview, I pretty much secured it, came over. Most people do the training, I just did my training on the job. And that's basically the story of it. You need a degree to teach in Taiwan. I'm pretty sure you do need a degree from back home just for your visa alone. So to be able to legally teach in Taiwan, yes, you need that degree. And I do think it's a lot harder to teach under the radar, which I know a lot of people do in like Thailand, like buy fake degrees. But yeah, that's not really as easy here. Do you need a TEFL? No, to teach English in Taiwan, you do not need a TEFL. I found a TEFL helpful in some ways, getting me to practice and understand the context of grammar. But you do just learn everything on the jobs. And there's obviously the benefit of you're more likely to get a slightly higher pay, but $10 extra just wasn't really worth it for me. This pretty much concludes the last video in the series of teaching English in Taiwan, but this isn't your last chance to ask me any questions that you have. If you do have any questions, please just drop them below in the comments, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. But please, this option's a lot better. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.